Bonjour tout le monde. Today we're going to be looking at double verb structures, and more specifically, double verb structures using modal verbs. Double verb structures are really clever little phrases that you will use from now all the way through to your exams, that we use to add detail to our opinions or to justify your opinions. They help to make our opinions juicier and nicer to read about. We create a double verb structure by using an opinion or a modal verb and following it with an infinitive. Let's have a little look at what this actually means. Our modal verbs, there are three of them. We have the verb je peux, we have je veux, and we have je dois. And these modal verbs mean I can, I want, or I must. These words are new to us and we're going to be practicing them a lot in this video and in your homework tasks. Opinion verbs we have seen many times before, and we saw in our previous topic. We've got the verb I like, I love, I hate. We could also say I prefer, je préfère, je ne supporte pas. There are lots and lots and lots that you've seen before that you could use. To give you some examples of how double verb structures work together then, we've got some English and some French examples below here. In English, we could say I like to play. Here we've got our opinion verb I like and our infinitive to play. We could have I want to go, I can eat, or I prefer to live. And in all of these examples, we can see an opinion verb or a modal verb followed by an infinitive. If you are confused as to what an infinitive is, you can always go back to the Year 7 video on these and have another look. Let's take a little look here then at my grid of our new language. These are our modal verbs. You can use the information at the top here to help you fill in this grid, or you can follow along with me. Je veux means I want. Je peux is I can. Je dois, I must. What then do we think might be going on with these three examples down here? They're the same modals, but we've added a ne and a pas. Have a little think. And I'm sure you got it. It's just like the difference between j'aime and je n'aime pas. The ne and the pas makes the verb negative. So we now have I don't want, I can't, and I must not. Okay, so with this information in mind, let's look at some examples. First of all, we're just going to find our opinions or modal verbs and underline the infinitives in these examples here. I'll do the first two with you, and then you can pause the video and complete the final three. J'aime les maths car je peux parler avec mes amis. Okay, first of all, we're looking for the opinions. Well, we've got j'aime. Can't see any more opinion verbs, but I can see one of our new modal verbs. I can see je peux. So we've got j'aime and we've got je peux. And our modal verb is followed by the infinitive parler. In exercise B, we've got je déteste, I hate. I can't see an infinitive after that. I've got chemistry instead. I hate chemistry. There's my basic opinion. Where's my double verb structure to support it? We've got je dois, I must, and our infinitive travailler straight after it for my double verb structure. I must work in silence. Okay, pause the video here and see if you can find the remaining opinions, modals and infinitives in the last three exercises. Here in exercise C, we've got je préfère is an opinion, j'aime is an opinion, and here it's followed by jouer, the infinitive. So here is my double verb structure, which is supporting my original opinion. I prefer PE because I like to play football. In D, we've got je ne supporte pas, which you will know from your work in Year 7 means I can't stand. I can't stand school because, and here comes our double verb structure. We've got our modal verb je dois, followed by our infinitive porter. And finally, in exercise E, we've got j'adore, which we know means I love. That's my opinion. I love English, so that's my opinion about a school subject. But am I supporting it with a double verb structure? Yes, I am. I'm saying because I like. Here's another opinion. to read. There's my infinitive straight after. I like to read books. Hopefully you found all of those. I'll just whiz through and let you know what they mean in English in case you'd given that a go as well. So we've got I like maths. That's my opinion. Because I can talk with my friends, and there's my double verb structure to support it. I can talk with my friends. I hate chemistry because I must work in silence. So we've got my opinion, I hate chemistry, and we've supported it and added detail with my double verb structure, I must work in silence. Exercise C here, I prefer PE because I like to play football. And hopefully you're starting to see the pattern of how these work now. Exercise D, I can't stand school because I must wear a uniform. And finally, I love English because I like to read books. Okay, so let's take this a step further. Let's look at our next activity. Can we find any mistakes in these 3 sentences and can we correct them? Remembering again that a double verb structure is an opinion or a modal verb followed by an infinitive. Okay, our first example here. J'adore l'histoire parce que je peux regarder les films en classe. I love history because I can watch films in class. That sounds like it should be right, doesn't it? But there is a big glaring mistake, and it's a mistake that our Year 11 students still make, so we're going to practice it now. We've got our opinion, I love history. We've got our modal verb, I can. And then here we've got watch. But is this verb in the infinitive form? Cast your minds back to our work in Year 7 on infinitives. Infinitives must end with one of 3 things. They must end with ER, IR or RE. Here we have not got the infinitive because we have not got our R on the end of to watch. I like to watch, or I can watch films in class. Let's look at the next example then. I don't like PE. Je n'aime pas le PS. There's my basic opinion. Because, so we know we've got our double verb structure going to support it. I must wear shorts. What's going wrong here? Have another look, have a check. Hopefully you got it. Again, we did not have our infinitive because we were missing the ending. Okay, and this can be confusing because in English we would say I must wear. We wouldn't say I must to wear. In English we can say I can watch. We wouldn't say I can to watch, but we have to remember at all times a double verb structure is our modal or our opinion verb followed by an infinitive. Okay, see if you can do the last one by yourself. Pause the video here, see if you can spot the mistake, and then come back and have a look at my correction. Je préfère le français car j'adore parler avec mes amis. I prefer French because I love talking with my friends. I prefer French is my opinion. I love talking should be my double verb structure. I've got my opinion verb, so this has to be an infinitive. At the moment it's not. It needs my R on the end, and now it's perfect. Lovely. Okay, let's move on to another bit of practice. Let's look at these sentences here. All of these contain a double verb structure to support my initial opinion. What I want you to think about is which of the modal verbs or the opinion verbs fits best to make my sentence make sense. As always, we'll do the first 2 together. I'll then ask you to pause the video and you can have a little look yourselves and we'll go back through it. Exercise A. J'adore la couture car je peux or je dois écouter la musique en classe. I love textiles because. Now we need to remember what je peux and je dois mean. We can always refer back in our book to our grid of new modals. Je peux is I can and je dois is I must. So I love textiles because I can, or I love textiles because I must listen to music in class. I think I can is going to be the best option there. I love textiles because I can listen to music in class. Exercise B. Je préfère les maths car je veux, or je préfère les maths car je peux travailler avec mes amis. So having a think again about these 2 modal verbs, our new modals, je peux and je veux, what do they mean? I prefer maths because I want to work with my friends, or I prefer maths because I can work with my friends. Again, je peux is the modal that's working best here in this sentence, so we're going to circle that one. Pause the video here, have a go at the remaining exercises, and we'll go through them together in a moment. Okay, je n'aime pas la géographie parce que je dois or je veux faire mes devoirs. I do not like geography because I must do my homework, or I do not like geography because I want to do my homework. I think here I don't like geography because I must do my homework. Makes more sense. In sentence D, je pense que la physique est difficile car j'aime, or je pense que la physique est difficile car je dois faire les expériences. I think that physics is difficult because I like doing experiments, or I think that physics is difficult because I must do experiments. Here, I must is going to make the most sense. It links up to my adjective difficult, doesn't it? These are getting a bit harder now. Let's see if we got this one. Selon moi, l'EPS est amusant car j'adore jouer au basket en classe. Selon moi, l'EPS est amusant car je dois jouer au basket en classe. According to me, PE is fun because I love playing basketball in lessons. Or according to me, PE is fun because I must play basketball in lessons. That's going to be I love, isn't it? That's going to explain why it's fun, because I love it. And finally, exercise F. À mon avis, le collège est nul car je dois porter l'uniforme scolaire. Or, à mon avis, le collège est nul car je préfère porter l'uniforme scolaire. In my opinion, school is rubbish because I must wear a school uniform. In my opinion, school is rubbish because I prefer wearing the school uniform. Yeah, to match up to the rubbish, to the nul adjective, we're going to put in I must wear a school uniform. Brilliant. And now on to our final bit of practice for this new and really helpful skill. I'd like to know what is missing in each of these sentences. Can you put something into the sentences to complete them? We'll look at this first one together and then you'll try the next two yourselves. There may be more than one solution. Let's have a look. Je ne supporte pas le collège car faire les devoirs. I can't stand school because do homework. Here we've got our infinitive. What's missing? Yep, it's our opinion or our modal verb. So let's have a think about what we could use in there. I can't stand school because I must do my homework, or I must do homework. That could work. We could put je dois in that gap. We could also put I hate doing homework, couldn't we? That would make sense. Perhaps some of you might have thought about saying I don't like doing homework. Any of those would work. Have a chat with your partner and see if they got anything different. Okay, pause the video here and see if you can come up with something for the next two sentences that would make them make sense. I like music because listen to rap in class. I like music because, again, we're missing our opinion or our modal verb to complete our double verb structure. There are lots of different ones that could work in here. I like music because I can listen to rap music in class. I wonder if you came up with something else. You could discuss that with your partner or your teacher in the lesson now and see if there were any others that could work in there. And finally, I hate computing because work in silence. So we should be spotting the pattern now. We should be spotting that what's missing is our modal or our opinion in front of the infinitive. We need both of those bits to make up a double verb structure. I hate computing because I have to work or I must work in silence. That would work in there, wouldn't it? I'm sure you might have come up with something else as well. So again, have a chat with your teacher and see how you got on. When you're feeling confident with this, make sure that you rewatch the video at home following the QR code and that you complete not only the Google form but also the homework sheet and the Quizlet set that are linked there for you as well. This is a really important skill and you'll be using it long into years 10 and 11, so make sure that you're really confident with it. Well done everyone. Until next time, au revoir.